You're a touch excited. Who's more excited,
Yeah,
you or the
pup.
pup?
Well, the dog, but I don't know what he's excited.
He's excited because he's got his rabbit stuck in his blanket and he can't get him out.
Good boy. Take him over there.
Why are you excited?
I'm excited because we're going for a bike fit today, and I've never done one before, so new experience for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be really good.
And it's on your new bike, which is a very cool bike.
Yes.
So what have you done to it? Is it ready?
I haven't done a lot to it, to be honest, since we got it.
So it's still set up for the last guy?
Yes. The only thing I have changed is I changed the saddle height, so I just set that to sort of like roughly the right kind of area, and I put in a extra sort of angle riser on the front, just because previously I've been riding with a little bit more tilt than was on there before, so that's the only things that I changed for the sort of short riding that I have done on it so far.
And what are your bike fitting predictions? What do you predict he's going to do with all of your...
Like I said, I've never gone before, so I actually genuinely have no idea. I mean, my expectation in terms of like what I would do is I'd probably be moving the saddle a bit further forward so it comes over the bottom bracket a bit more. Like, I pretty much fully expect that to happen. That will obviously also change the sort of like height and thing at the front end a bit as well, I imagine. So those are kind of like the things I'm expecting to change. I do have a couple of concerns about things that might need to change. Chief among which is the crank arm length.
They're for giants, aren't they?
Yeah, well, not so much. I mean, it's just, I think they're unfashionably long at 172.5. So...
Oh, they're only 172. I thought they were 175 when you said it last time.
No, the 172.5, which is still, you know, current fashion, a little bit long. So I'm hoping that we can get a decent enough hip angle without having to change that, because it is quite a nice pound meter crankset that came with the bike, and I'd really rather not replace it, if I'm honest, because, well, it could cost me a fair amount of money to change that over. And then I think the only other concern I've got is like with the stock front end, you can only get like 15 degrees of angle, whereas on my last bike I was running 20, and I found that a lot more comfortable. So,
but the view from the front end is pretty good.
Especially with the damage.
Right, we need to get going.
Yeah, we do, otherwise we're going to be late.
Got here?
Yeah.
Minutes to spare.
Yes, literally minutes. So let's not mess about too long. I'll get the bike out, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so the first thing that we did when we got in there was get the bike all set up on the trainer and get me into all my kit. We then got on and just pedalled the bike for a bit so we could have an assessment on the initial sort of position that we were starting off with, and we also looked at a bit of gait analysis and sort of range of motion, mobility, just so that Matt could get a really good idea of what was sort of like physically possible for me to do and what we could achieve with a fit. So one of the first things that we changed, you can kind of see from the footage of me pedaling, is that like my knees are sort of like darting in a little bit towards the Cadex doesn't have a top tube, but it would be darting in towards where the top tube is. So the first thing we changed was the sort of like cleat position, and pretty much straight away the seat post went up and the saddle went forward as well. So yeah, just started off by really setting like a really sort of powerful, comfortable pedaling position. Once we sort of set that up so we had a nice powerful pedal stroke, we could kind of move on to the front end and have a look at that. The main thing there was we needed to kind of get as much reach as we possibly could, so I had to take it all apart, change the armrests so that we could move everything as far forwards as possible to just really maximise that reach. That also kind of like closed the gap a little bit between my forearm and the extension, which I think will probably help with the airflow as well. We actually also cut down the extension length as well on the top, so that the sort of DR2 buttons weren't pointing out at the top. Initially, they were a little bit too long, so I wasn't sort of able to fully sort of like rest my forearms on the support of the extension. So that made it a lot more comfortable as well at the front end. We went through a few different sort of like stages in that to kind of get them in exactly the right place. And like with each one, I think the position was sort of looking a little bit more aero, but in terms of feel, I was really impressed. Like it just kept feeling better and better and better. Once we'd sort of done all of that, we stuck the I don't know if they're electrodes or whatever, but you can measure all the angles correctly on the Rettel fitting. They all came up fine, and we were happy with those, which was sort of good news for me because I didn't need to change the crank arm length, which I was worried about because that was going to be quite an expensive change if I needed to make it. And then once we'd done that and we were happy with it, we could kind of move on to the kit choices. So that was primarily the helmet choice in this one. The thing that we were really trying to change, you can see here, is the gap between the helmet and the suit. So there's a big gap where you can see my neck around my ears. We're trying to get a much sort of nicer connection on that. So we tried a couple of helmets. The first one we tried was a Cadex Mistral. That was a lot better than the Bambino that I have been using. You can see there that gap is a lot closed down. And we also tried the Met Drone that you can see here. This is the one we actually went with in the end. I think this one was the best one in terms of passing the eye test, at least anyway, in terms of creating a better airflow towards the suit and closing that gap around sort of like my neck and ears.
So what did you think of your very first bike fit?
I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good day. Matt's really, really good at his job. He really knows what he's doing, but he also made it just like a really fun experience. So that was really cool. He's also just like, he's just really nice, down-to-earth guy. Lots of really cool stories. So it was a really fun afternoon, and I think really productive as well. Found a very fast, powerful, efficient position, I think, in the end. So yeah, really happy.
So why did you choose Matt?
He's obviously got a really good reputation for working with some of the best sort of triathletes and road cyclists around, so he really knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to like aerodynamic fits. So with kind of like my A races being to try and go as fast as I can at 70.3 and IronMan distance this year, I think getting a sort of really aerodynamic but also powerful and comfortable position that I can hold for the entire time was really, really important. So I couldn't really think of anyone better to go see.
Cool. And is there anything you took away from it, apart from obviously like your bike's in a different position, that might help you go sub-9?
Yeah, I think one of the other things I was really, really happy with about the fit was not just that we were able to get the position that we got and it's all set up for me, but Matt was really good at kind of like giving some sort of like really useful sort of like tips and things of how to get the most out of it. So like one thing in particular was like I had developed a really bad habit of sitting like right on the nose of the saddle, I think in an attempt to get over the bottom bracket more where the saddle was set up wrong. But basically I need to sit more like on the main body of the saddle so that it's more comfortable and I can hold it that position for longer. I think as well just things like where to hold my hands and how to like shrug the position and shoulders to get it into the most aerodynamic position when you're trying to go as fast as you possibly can. We also need to announce the winner of our giveaway that we're running on the last couple of videos that we did, because I forgot to do it on the last one that we put out. So the winner was at Jimmy_K 2018. We've already been in touch, so it's already out towards you. To be honest, by the time this video goes out, it should have already arrived, so hopefully you're enjoying your prize. Thanks to everyone who did enter and everyone that's been subscribed for the journey so far. We're going to do another giveaway when we get towards 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate all of you watching along as we
do this.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video of my bike fit as well today, and we'll see you on the next one.